the largest retailers and suppliers, there is also likely to be either a turnover bonus or volume overrider attached to the buying contract, and this is usually an agreement between supplier and retailer which may suit both parties at different times of the year, depending on whether each or both need to move more volume at lower prices or restrict movement through higher price. Often suppliers will approach one retailer when they're having slow sales to another retailer, and this then allows them to balance their overall business. Conversely, the retailer may approach the supplier to make an offer of additional business as they are restricting or deleting a different supplier's products from their business. In terms of the big retailers and suppliers, these turnover bonuses can run into millions of pounds, and so they can be extremely important in terms of success or failure and should be negotiated with care. So now let's think about the positioning of the product in the retailer's store, or merchandising as it is generally termed. Once again, there is a marked difference between supplier and retailer. The supplier is univisioned, with their only concern being their own product, whilst the retailer is multivisioned, needing to position a whole assortment of product from numerous suppliers. This often leads to somewhat can best be described as healthy tension between supplier and retailer, as all suppliers want their product to have the best spot on shelf. So what are the rules and mechanisms to agree the positioning of products, and what do they entail? Well, firstly, you have to merchandise with the customer in mind, satisfying the customer's primary shopping mission, understanding why the customer shops in the store, creating a clear pathway through the store, using signage or bold displays to highlight the products, and identifying the customer's decision tree. That is how they shop in any given category, and using that decision tree to segment the product range. Secondly, they have to maximise the potential for cross-selling. They can expand the customer's shopping mission, expose them to other products within the store. So, for example, a clothing retailer might put shoes and jewellery next to clothing outfits, and sun hats next to summer dresses, or belts next to jeans. Thirdly, they allocate space for sales based on an insightful science. The term critical mass relates to stock density and refers to how a retailer must determine the point at which a product is displayed with enough authority to sell. So, for example, thinking of the clothing retailer again, a display of just 2 dresses may not be enough to attract the customer's attention, but a display of 30 may cost too much in stock holding relative to the expected sales. A display of 10 dresses may be the optimum for visibility, shoppability and sales, so the retailer must always recognise the optimum level of stock for a particular product. Fourthly, they must identify and promote the best sellers. Displaying the top sellers in the best place in store, the front of store, the window displays, the promotional ends, or any display, and always ensuring customers can find the advertised products with clear signage. And fifthly, they must never miss a sale. They must never let a shopper go out empty-handed. They should always consider supply contingencies and potential alternate lines and adjust the prices, signage and displays and stock merchandising accordingly. Now, if that was the general explanation for merchandising, there is also a very specific science to it as well. And this is governed by the slide I'm about to show you now, which is also in your pack, and sums up everything the retailer must consider and balance to get it right. It's the 4 components of merchandising. The first is the range and item assortment. The second is the space that's available. The third is the volume or the rate of sale. And the fourth is the rate of replenishment. The outer box represents the retailer's store, which obviously governs the ultimate amount of total space available. The 4 component elements are then represented within this store space and start with range on the left and which items the retailer chose to stock, then the individual space at the bottom for each item, which is governed by the rate of sale or volume of that item on the right. Lastly, at the top we have the rate of replenishment, or simply how fast can the retailer restock the items which have sold. The science of merchandising is to manage all 4 of these elements in a manner which ensures the retailer never sells out, offers the best range, but doesn't cause excess costs through overstocking.